Today's stop loss cluster update for the 2nd of March for the LiquidityDB service. I start with gold because sentimentally it's a sell, but we've got the technical buy signal. So I will short this and I'm just out a tiny loss. It's very small. It's less than $1 loss. The reason for exiting was for that reason and this trend line break. This is from the auto trend line indicator from FX SSI, and that's what it was saying there. So hit that, and so we had this. So I'm going to look to resell it, but we're going to probably get the stop loss cluster first at 1734. Then I'm going to re-enter. We're below monthly pivot and we are a sentimental sell, but I'm not going to enter short when the moving average trend is bullish on all these time frames. So I'm going to be patient and wait for these to turn red, and then I'm going to enter. So do get this FX multimeter. It's really cool, very handy and powerful. So that's gold stop loss cluster above, very close, and the one below, which is where I'll target, obviously, if it lets me load it, at 16.99. So on the round number, and we should target that as quite a bit of liquidity down there. So that's my plan. And we're going to get that, and then I'm going to re-enter, but only when the moving average trends are indicating to sell. You wouldn't sell now because the signal is saying to buy. S&P quickly. So yeah, we are bullish because of the risk on sentiment on FXCM and the monthly pivot as well. So we could probably target MR1 at 3962. Could have a bit of resistance there because that coincides that top. These lines are very annoying recently. They've been doing stupid colours. Black. Yeah, black. So yeah, that's an interesting confluence. We've got MR1 at that high. It's really quite spooky. Yeah, so that'll be an interesting level for sure. So yeah, keep an eye on your monthly pivot and MR1, 3962 and 3813. Because this is coming up, it's going to impact everything here. Okay, so AJ. Oh God, it's 84.24, 81.88. Signal center weight, we're a buy, and that'll coincide with the S&P because we're risk on. AU, we've got the signal to buy this, which is interesting. It's looking quite bullish the last 3 hours. I'm above monthly pivot at 77.59. So 78.14 is your SLC, and the one below is massive at 76.87. So we'll need this to perform quite well, and we should be okay. We did have a USD Swiss which closed at profit, so that was cool. If this does fall, then it indicates some USD strength, but we've got a Euro USD short, so we're kind of like hedged. So the key one would be the Euro Oz for us, and we'd want this to fall for our current setup because we're short the Euro and we're long the Aussie. SOC quite large above. 155. And 15113, and the moving average trend is bearish across all time frame, apart from the 1 minute. So if this comes down, it's going to help us a lot this week. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We are a sell here, signal center wait. This is a short of ours. We are below monthly pivot. One above is close at 12044. One below 119.77, signal saying to buy and the sentiment saying to sell. So it's a bit tricky. Yeah, we're hedged, so whatever happens, if the dollar strengthens then or weakens, we should be okay. So we'll have to wait and see. Pound USD, this was a bit naughty because my FX book, you know, it's indicating a sell, but the aggregate is actually saying buy. But we used the MyFX book data for our bubbles, so that's them guys going along. So they shouldn't be getting paid on this move. They made a bit of profit here, about 30 pips profit. Those guys who went long here. So it's a bit naughty, but we are above monthly pivot at 13909. So you want it below if you're bearish, the monthly pivot. Signal saying to wait, sentiment saying to buy. NU. So slow. 7301. Just going to do that, I think. 7199. Buy, wait on the signal, on the technical signal. EJ. So we're still quite biased to the upside because they are quite short, the retail guys. So we can come up and get the SLC, I think. I'll just use my mouse. 12909 and 12808. And there's your monthly pivot. So we've got a bullish bias and we are buying the sentiment. Technical saying to wait, leg timer. Pound yen, likewise, we are a buy, and there's your monthly pivot. So really far above. SSC 14932, 14804. Dollar yen. This is quite a run there. And one above 10712, 10663. We are a buy. The MyFX book are getting very skewed. If we wouldn't open the signal in its current state because we're below 20%, so it wouldn't open. And likewise, it wouldn't open if we were 80%. We avoid the extreme areas. So that's indicating a possible top because these guys are getting so screwed. So keep an eye on your SLCs. And the one above is larger, but only slightly. Dollar CAD. One above. 12705. 12634. Wait on the signal, sell on the sentiment. Dollar Swiss, this is doing a similar thing to the dollar yen. It's on a bit of a tear. We are a buy. It's crossed over the 50% line, which is interesting. And we did have this. We closed at some nice profits. I think 27 pips profit. We'll reopen again when the MyFX book goes over 20%. So we don't trade the extremes. 92.03. Wow, we have come quite far. 91.47, and just to go back to gold again. So there's that line. I'm going to look to short it when all the moving average trends are bearish. It might mean waiting a few hours, but it's worth waiting just for the confirmation because we are a sell here, but we want it to be a sell on the technical. Try and get the two to agree, and then you'll be okay. And with things like this, with the Aussie and the euro and the pound, you do want to check your risk as well, like S&P, Dow Jones, DAX. If they're rallying like crazy, it's going to really help pairs like this because the dollar's going to soften. So we'll have to wait and see. Remember to keep an eye on the Euro Oz. If this falls, then we'll do well this week. If this rallies, then it won't be so good. But we'll have to wait and see. And I'll be around if you need me. And yeah, I'm just going to wait for that gold setup. So when I do see it, I'll let you guys know in the technical area. And I'll do a screenshot of that FX multimeter. It might even mean at 10 o'clock tonight when it triggers, but I'll let you guys know. And yeah, have a good day, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow.